So I recently got a Tesla Model 3 Standard Plus. I recently got uh, insurance for my Tesla, and let me share my background. I'm actually my family's been in insurance for decades, and I actually started my own insurance agency about 10 years ago, and I was fortunate enough to get a Tesla recently, and I was just like really looking and diving deep into the insurance, and I thought maybe it'd be interesting if I shared that with everyone else and what my thoughts were on it, and what I look at with my background. What do I look at when I get insurance or when I'm looking for insurance? Seeing hundreds, if not thousands, of different accidents and claims, and what people go through, seeing what even Tesla drivers are going through when they have a claim, an accident, and highlighting what is important. So hopefully this is valuable. I'm going to dive into some of the coverages, and hope you like it.
So I am logged into my Tesla account. Scroll up, go to this tab, go to the drop down, click insurance, and that will just bring me to this quote page right here. Get quote. Don't really have to input my vehicle information because it's already tied to my Tesla account. So all I need to do is put in my driver's license, address, date of birth, city, which Tesla really already has. So I guess I re-input it here and click next. So $208 a month for one 2020 Tesla Model 3, and this is a standard plus model. So I'm not sure if the performance is priced differently or the dual sport, but I'm sure it's or dual motor um, um, long range is priced differently. But I'm pretty sure they're, from what I've seen, they're pretty similarly priced. Now I'm going to go ahead and customize because I don't want to get the basic coverages that it's preset. And I think actually I've been playing around with it, and it's preset to 50,000 property damage, not 25,000. So I'm going to customize this and go to property damage, click 50,000, and medical, yeah. So 50,000, 100,000. I'm just gonna. This is the standard one rate that I was given. So 210 a month. So I'm going to talk about this insurance coverage from the perspective of, I have an insurance background, insurance agent. I, uh, kind of seen a lot of different accidents, a lot of different kinds of insurance. What limits would I get, and why? So here's the thing with these limits. You're not going to want to get 100, 300, 50,000. This is really not enough coverage. I mean, it seems like a big number, but 50,000, I mean, you just do the calculation. If you rear end um, any high-end model, it's going to be over 50,000. If that high-end model hits another vehicle, you're over 50,000 in property damage like that. Bodily injury is 100,000 per person. You got to make sure you understand that. That's a limit per person. 300,000 is misleading. That's like if there's three people in the car or whatever, then the total limit it's going to pay for that accident is 300,000. You're going to want more coverage than that. I mean, just 100,000, 300,000 is just not a lot for medical expense. You gotta, if somebody breaks a leg or somebody has any kind of chronic pain from any kind of accident, or if they have chronicle pain. but but here's the thing. So you gotta really um, think about this smart, because first of all, um, you can really play with these numbers and you'll be surprised. So let me illustrate one point here. a lot of people like to raise their deductible to save money. So say I had an $500 deductible, okay? So $500 deductible, that would put me at $229 a month. So that would be, I think, the average deductible that most people go for is 500,000. So you know that I was at 250 just, or sorry, I was at 210. My coverage was at 210 um, with $1,000 deductible. So it's only $19 more at $500 deductible. Well, let's say I increase my bodily injury right here, 250, 500, and then I increase my property damage 5 times. So I literally 5x my coverage in these areas. And I like to call these areas the bankruptable areas. These are the areas that you'll go bankrupt if you don't have enough coverage. None of these other areas you'll go bankrupt. Now I go ahead and increase my deductible a thousand, right? Paying a little less because I'm raising my deductible, but guess what? I'm also increasing coverages here. So this, what is this going to go down to? So 229 because I had a $500 deductible, right? Now it's 232. You got to let that sink in. I have 5x coverage on property damage. I think I have more than 2x coverage on the per person coverage limit. That's massive, and uninsured motorist coverage is also increased. That's massive for 232. You're going to want to look at what coverage you're getting and not what you're saving on your deductible. Or I mean, the real scam here is if you're focused on this area, that you're totally losing the I mean, you're probably feature based, you're probably benefits based, and you may not have been into a lot of accidents. You may have been into an accident and maybe it was just a one vehicle accident and the deductible pissed you off. So now you're like worried about this deductible thing. But guys, you never want to get into a situation where you run into really having to worry about your limits. You want to know that whatever happened, God forbid, it is covered through this. And also, I'm actually married, so this is probably even less expensive now. Because I'm married, I drive carefully, more careful, I guess. So let's see. So now we're looking at these limits here. So my actual limits that I have are on my current policy are 250, 500, and 500, but it won't let me do that. So I'm going to go ahead and do 500, 500, and then 500 here, and that would let me raise this to 500. Now, you see the $1 million option. I'm not going to need that. I have an umbrella coverage that goes above and beyond this, so I'm not going to need that. And we go to 500, 500, and let's see what this updates to. So um, 232. I mean, I doubled, I doubled my coverage. Um, it's just crazy the kind of the benefit you can get. I mean, the cost per insurance decreases when you get to these higher limits. Why in the world would you just not pay $15, $10 more for double the coverage? It might seem that you really don't need it, that extra coverage. Then why do you need 250? Why do you need 130, 300? Well, why do you need any coverage if 500 is too much? Maybe the question we should ask ourselves is what scenarios come up where somebody would need 500, 500? I'll tell you. I mean, if there is a fatality in the accident, I mean, you're gonna, I, I mean, you're gonna easily go over that. I'm just telling you. I mean, it's just unfortunate, but these things happen. Why do you have insurance? It's an accident. If there's fatality, it's an accident. That's what the insurance is for, okay? And this is worst case scenario. And honestly, we never want to think about ever hurting somebody or somebody passing away. So subconsciously, we might be just like, I'm not going to get coverage for this because it's not going to happen to me. It's not going to happen to me. Got it. Got it. But you have to understand what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with $10, $15 difference a month. If you have a family, you have to really strongly consider getting coverage that will protect them from almost every instance that can occur. And for $10 or $15 difference, you really should not be trying to save money in this area. It's just not an area that you compromise in. Just it's uncompromisable, and that's the mindset I hope, or the philosophy, or I don't know what you call it, but just I hope that you can take that viewpoint on this, because this is going to make a big difference. If I can help one family out there to increase their coverage just a tad bit more, um, and by spending $5, $10, $15 more, and that made all the difference in their life, and that prevented them from bankruptcy because they had an extra 250,000 in coverage, or they had an extra, a couple hundred thousand in property damage, and maybe instead of saving money in this area, they saved money by raising their deductible. I mean, a lot of times we just have credit cards that are easily paid off if we have a deductible. So now let's look at this. Say the price is concerning, like 233. Man, I did not want to pay all this money. I got to lower my bodily injury limits. No, be do not touch that area. Let's go into deductible. So, oh my gosh, $1,500 deductible. That sounds unbearable, right? It's not unbearable. You can bear it. 222. I mean, if you're not willing to have a $1,500 deductible at 222, then lower your deductible, but don't be willing to lower your bodily injury limits. And I think that anyone that owns a home, that has children, that has anything like that, they need a home. I mean, they need coverage for their home. They need coverage to keep their home in place for their family. They need coverage to keep them, from losing their home. So if you have this coverage, that's going to make all the difference. And then at this point, once you select the coverage, you just go pay with card, and you're pretty much good to go.
All right. Also, if you do like my video, please use my referral link. I mean, I would love. I mean, you guys know that you get like 1,000 free miles, supercharged miles if you use my link. That is awesome. And then if you find my video valuable at all, I'd love to if you use my referral link. All right, have a good one. Let's dive into it.